Hello, it's your host Connor, and today we're going to talk about if our systems worldwide are rigged in a way. Like most people say the system is rigged, but they don't see the same thing. So it could be like for some people, rigged means like corruption, whether it's through money or power or influence, controlling outcomes. But for a lot of others, it may be more about the balance of fairness, could be unfair in some ways. Like if someone sees another person get a job because of connections, like they're not thinking really about policy or structure. They're more about like thinking. It's like to them, they're like, I never had that chance. And that feeling turns into the system is rigged in a way. But here's where it gets more complicated. So it can really be actually be fair on paper, but still feel unfair in real life. We feel like not everyone starts in the same position and not everyone has the same access to, and we understand those kinds of things. Because at the same time, our perception plays a big role in how we view things. It could be like we may compare ourselves to others who are doing a lot better about, behind, and you rarely see the full story behind someone else's success. It's always we focus more on the outcome, and then you add media into it, the mass media, or we constantly see examples of things going wrong, corruption, unfair advantages, or people skipping the line away. And after a while, that starts to feel like that's how everything works, even if that's not always true. But I think expectations matter as well. And a lot of people grew up hearing, if you work hard, you'll succeed. Reality can be more complicated than that. So when things don't work out, it doesn't just feel disappointing, but it also feels like something is off in the system itself. And sometimes it feels like, it could be dependent like on your social class or where you stand. And maybe when you're in the bottom, it's much more challenging to think about social and economic mobility, like upper, because and that's how we view the American dream. Because in reality, it's more like a dream. This is related to seeing like, is it because of where we are that's rigged, or is it more that we are, or is it more that it's playing against us in a way? Like, and once someone believes the system is rigged, every bad outcome kind of reinforces that belief, and it becomes the explanation for everything, really. It's there's something about like the things we have, especially like with technology and all of that. Like we see many of these, parts of life like, oh, like I can't afford a house or I can't afford. It feels like, oh, everything's expensive. We make assumptions on everything because of big corporations and high inflation, and it's really complex to for that to change in the long term. I'd say like the system isn't perfectly fair, but it's also not completely rigged. Like most people are reacting to a mix of real issues and personal experiences, and understanding that difference is important if you actually want to have an honest conversation about it. So I'd say like we would have to think about one thing to keep in mind is really how we are going to able to not get ahead in life in a way, but like compare to someone else, because I do believe that jealousy can kill peace in a way. And it is hard, especially because when you look at someone else doing more successful, it feels more challenging to you, and it feels like that you are worthless in a way. And that feeling can make us believe in other things, like, oh, it's rigged or it's playing against us. I'm doing my best. I'm working at a minimum wage job and still can't pay shit. It's getting to a point where we make all these assumptions to so many things. And it's hard to think, well, what can we do about it? Like, I know there's a lot of things we can do, but in our personal goals, how are we gonna level up? So yes, these are very important questions to think about. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope it was enjoyable, and I'll see you around next time. Thank you.